All right, so we're going to do a comparison on these two chainsaws. Now, these are very comparable as far as how they're set up. This is a 16-inch bar. This has the advanced cut, low kickback chain. That has the same exact chain. I went and got it. So we would have identical chains. As you can see here, they're not full chisel. They are in the back right here, but this cleat is very high, so it won't dig really hard. This is the same way, as you can see here. Both of them are 050. I put an 050 bar on this because these come with an 045 from the factory. So both of them are going to be cutting identically. Both of these have oilers, but what I wanted to, showcase is you can buy this saw with 2 batteries and everything for about 140 bucks. This saw here is about double when you buy one with the battery on it. So is that twice the saw this one is? And, if not, will this hold up? Now, over time, we're going to test these longer, but I wanted to put these in a hardcore scenario just to showcase, because this has the dual battery. Now, I am running an 8.0 forge on this. These are 4.0 20-volt max. There's 2 on the saw. Both of them are fully charged, as you can see. And so this one over here is an 8.0. Now, I can put a 12.0 on this and make it cut even stronger. This is a Forge series, as you can see. Battery's fully charged. We're gonna run it through this 7x8, and this is an older, gray, harder piece that I've got here, but this will really test these saws. Both saws, I have lubricated the chain before we even start, so there's a little extra in there. One of the things that I really like on this saw is it's an auto tensioner. Now, how that'll hold up, we'll have to see over time. And both of them feel good in hand. This one here is a lighter weight filling saw, so it feels a little bit lighter to me. And it's just a little bit more compact as far as the length of it, how it feels and stuff. Both of the ones have brakes on them, as you can see here. This brake feels a little more positive in the handle, whereas this one, it's a little bit softer feeling, but we've not had issues out of that. Both of them, like I said, have the oilers on there. I've put identical oil in both of these. One of the pluses to the Milwaukee is the oiler in here has a rope to hold your cap on, and it has a scrunch to take it off. So if you get this too tight, it might be hard to take off by hand, whereas this one has a scrunch in the bottom of it to take the side of the saw off, whereas this one doesn't need that to actually cut or tighten the chain, because this here tightens and loosens your chain and holds this on here. Now, after we do this cut, I'm going to showcase and talk about some of the faults we've had with this, and then see how this is going to hold up over time. But we'll go ahead and get this cut started. And so I'm going to have them both get their saws fully revved and try to cut through this all the way down. Another thing, Cheng, this is not a new company. They make a ton of equipment like this, and this company's been around for 30 years, I think. So they've been around the block, and they've made quite a few things over the years. Another thing, this is 40 volt, and it's 20 volt batteries making the 40 volt together, whereas this is 18 volt. So like I said, I've got it as fair as I can see, but also half the price of that saw. So I'm gonna let them get them revved up. Go ahead. This is hard for it to cut, as you can see. That one only cut out once. This one's cut out 3 times now. So that's one of the things. The Forge series, these are 4.0 amp. They haven't come out with bigger versions of this yet, as you can see. So this battery here is 20 volt max 4 amp. Both of them together make, I'm assuming, an 8 amp, which is why I put an 8 amp on the Milwaukee. So you can see there, it's a little bit faster to cut with the Milwaukee, and you're not getting near the cutout. But like I said, this is half the price of that. Now, as far as run time, like I said, you can put a 12 amp in the Milwaukee, and when you put the 12 amp in there, it really doesn't have any cutout whatsoever. We'll do this one more time to kind of see how it does and see if we can get this a little bit more optimized to cut. I'll let them run them again, and we'll see. Now that you've ran it, do you feel like you can try to keep it from cutting out?
I was going to let him try and run it just so it's
Okay, all right. So both of you swap, and then we'll try it again. That's an even better idea. All right, hold it again, Matt, and let's see what we get. So they're going to swap, and then they can give their opinions on it after. This one has a almost like a ramp up. When you floorboard it, go ahead. Okay, so you can see it ramps up, whereas this one takes off almost wide open as soon as you do that. So there's quite a bit of a RPM gap in how fast they get up to speed. All right, go ahead. You have to baby this one a little bit more because it can't put the amps to the motor. Is that how you feel?
Yep.
So what we're coming to the conclusion of is this one has 4 amp batteries on it. So I don't know if the two are supposed to make an 8, but the reason the motor's cutting out is because it doesn't have enough battery to run the motor hard enough as we're pushing it. Now we're pushing these to the max, but as far as running them, that's a like I said, an 8x7. This is 7x8, so it's a pretty big block, but the blades are the same, the oil's the same in them. I run an 8.0 on this one. So if you're wanting to do really hardcore, this Milwaukee will serve you better currently, but you're going to have to pay double the price for it. So if you're cutting stuff like this, like I said, it cut that block off no problem, and a homeowner could use this without a doubt. And maybe futuristically, they'll come out with higher amp batteries for this. I would really like to see something like a 6 amp or even a 5 amp to go on each side of this. If they came out with 8 amps to go on both sides, this thing would really have a lot more power to it. Let's see how much fuel. So didn't use any at all, cutting that off twice, which it shouldn't have. And let's see what this used. So this is still full as well. One of the things with the Milwaukee saw we've had trouble with is the internals on this, and you can see that in my Milwaukee video. So inside of this is all plastic, which is the same way this is. But inside of here, if you look at the short that will be linked to the front of this video, it has a replaceable insert in it. I really like that. And like I said, for $140, this saw here, like I said, if it holds up over time, we're excited to see that. We've got they're going to send us some more of this stuff to test out and kind of give our feedback on. But it has everything the Milwaukee does. It just isn't as powerful of a cutting machine yet. And I think that's mostly because of the batteries. So we'll see over time testing. Is there anything you guys felt or that you pretty much agree? And like I said, this one, the ramp up was one of the things I noticed. As far as they feel in hand, which one do you feel like feels better?
This one clearly don't have the power to walk.
Yeah, it doesn't have the power, does it?
I mean, they feel comparatively comfortable.
Yeah. They're very similar in how they're built. Yeah. So we'll test this some more and we'll see how it does over time. But hopefully it helps some of you if you're looking into this and you're trying to make a decision on whether to spend the money. Another thing is the battery platform. Obviously, if you're in Milwaukee or DeWalt or something like that, you wouldn't make sense to get something like this. But if you're looking at a battery line, Cheng has drills, grinders, weed eaters. They have full equipment for any type of thing you would be doing. And I think that this would make someone a great line as long as they was in this line. And here it is. I'll link everything in the video below. Just click more.